Are you the kind of person who laughs when your friend shows you an unfunny video? Well, if you are, then you're in good company. Today we'll be sharing stories from our past, playing some games, and maybe even performing a live sketch or two. Let's overload the dishwasher so that plates and cutlery need to go in for a repeat wash. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
Now, before we get started, recently, Josh, you performed, or yourself and your brother as comedians, performed at Falls Festival for the first time.
Correct.
How was that?
It was great.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So, and Dion and I, let me just say this. We're very proud of you. You've taken such a big step forward in your career as a comedian, and it's great.
Part of Game Boys. Part of Game Boys Comedy.
Game Boys Comedy Australia. Now, Josh, I sent you a text message after...
I know what this is, yeah.
Oh, you picked it already? You picked it early.
I sent you a text message after you finished performing, maybe a day later. And my text message read, "How did you go, Johnny? Great festival?" Now, I call Josh Johnny, just for the listeners to give a bit of context. I'll read that out again. "How did you go, Johnny? Great festival?" Question marks everywhere.
Would you like to know what I would say to that, Christian?
Sure, go for it, Dion.
I would probably return that by giving you a call and explaining how good it was, because I know as a friend you're invested in my success.
So easy to say that, isn't it, Dion? When you don't actually have to do it.
Actually, like it's a burden.
Well,
wait a minute.
I did.
So Josh, aka Johnny in this story, responded, "Yeah, went well, good fun, good time had by all, and we learnt a lot."
Yeah, not good enough, is it?
That's great.
It's not good enough.
That gives you so much information to go on.
Well, okay, tell me what information I have to go on by that message.
Go
Okay.
phrase per phrase. Phrase per
Ready?
phrase.
Yeah, went well.
It was a good... Nothing went catastrophically wrong. It went well.
Okay,
We would have heard from your family if something went catastrophically wrong.
good fun,
Had a great time with my friends.
good time had by all.
Yeah, there
same.
you go. So, yeah, sure.
They as well negate each other, and we learnt a lot.
Yeah.
What?
Sounds like that could be a description for anything. That could be a description for a house party.
We learned a lot.
Dion, how was the house party?
It was really, really good. The lighting was good. I particularly like the red lights. The red lights really...
Okay, so
John, how was the house party?
I learned a lot. My big issue with this is that it's a text message. And in my brain, I'm like, I'll fully give you the full debrief when I see you. I don't want to waste the time getting too much detail typing something out.
Then why don't you respond and say, "Hey, all good. Would love to chat more about it when I see you
Christian.
next."
Thank you so much, Christian.
All right, well, right now I've learned a lot and I'll do that. I'll do that in the future.
Christian, why the urgency to hear it? Why do you want to hear that information so quickly? I'll answer that for you, because you're a caring friend and you want to know exactly how it went.
I was excited for Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lovely message to receive.
But
Yeah.
we all know that Josh doesn't get excited over much. I went to Vietnam with Josh. We had lots and lots of great meals. And I'd say to Josh, we'd be in an amazing sort of sky-high restaurant. I'd say to Josh, how's the... I was going to say, how's the banh mi? How's the banh mi? What's great about this napkin from underneath it?
So my question, what would have been a great response for that, Christian? When you sent a message, if I replied, what do I reply that you go, "Great, I bloody love Josh"?
I think a great message back would have been to tell a little bit of a story. Take me on the... Give me a call then.
Yeah. I'd much rather just talk. I'm not wasting time in messages. My people don't like the way I reply in messages, I think, because I'm too to the point. Because I don't like wasting times.
This has come out. This is great. So you've identified this as an issue. People don't like the way you communicate via text.
You've explicitly told me that, Dion.
No, but you said people, so I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
if it's
1,
people
2. Now, all the way back in patch number 7, we played this game where I got you, Christian, and you, Dion, to read out some names of some recent graduates, because I was at my girlfriend's graduation and I found it very interesting how they struggled to pronounce a lot of the names.
Yep.
And we've just had the Australian Open wrap up in honour of that. So I kind of have written a bit of a script here, pretending we're in the commentary booth at the tennis. Cool. And, there's a lot of international players at the Australian Open, a lot of difficult to pronounce names. But when you're pronouncing the names, you get one shot, You don't go back. You don't try and say it again. You just get your one shot, you do it, and you move on, okay? Is that clear?
Yeah, it's
Understood.
All right, so here you go, Christian. And that's one for you, Dion, as
Thank
well.
you.
Now, keep in mind, these are all real players. These are all real names. I've got them off the ATP and the Women's Tour website. So every name you're going to be using are actual legit players.
All right, cool.
Okay, so we'll just take it over to the studio. Thanks. Coming back from the ad break. Yes, and what great shots from the Channel 7 drone there as it looks down over Melbourne Park on this gorgeous sunny day here in Melbourne. And of course, the centrepiece there of Rod Laver Arena, where we're going to see some big action later tonight. Welcome back to the broadcast, the 2019 Australian Open. Josh Porter here with you for the afternoon session, and boy oh boy, haven't we got some great tennis lined up for you this afternoon. And to discuss it all, I'm joined by two Aussie legends of the game, Dion Factor and Christian Pizzasali. How are we, gents?
Great.
Oh, good. Sorry, it wasn't in the script. Sorry, this is improv as well.
Really good. Really good.
Now, Dion, can you give us your thoughts on the tournament so far?
Thanks, Josh. It's been a great tournament so far. And personally in the men's, I've been really impressed with Novak Djokovic, Thomas Berdych, and Kei Nishikori. But there's been some amazing underdog stories, like Denis Pavlov, Alexander Doglopovlov, and Stefanos Tsitsipas.
And for you, Christian?
Well, Josh, for me, the story of the tournament has been the Dominican Jose Hernandez. His match with the Belarusian Ulmazira Ignatic was was something I won't soon forget.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Fernandez has been playing more like a mature Tyson Kwiatkowski.
But you were telling me earlier, Christian, you've been very impressed with the Italians.
Absolutely. All of them have been molto bene. Mwah. And I only did that because it's written, Josh. I mean, when you've got the likes of Alessandro Giannessi, Andrea Anboldi, Salvatore Caruso, and of course the great Stefano Napolitano.
And how about the women's side of things for you, Dion?
Yeah, lots to like. I've been very disappointed with... Agnieszka Radwanska. I thought in her match against Mihaela Buzaranescu, she looked very tired.
Yeah, great point, Dion. She looked much stronger against Natalia Viklerensieva and Lara Arabarana.
All great players of the game. Saw some promising tennis from Najina. Abduramanova really made Bibiani Shufs look like an amateur.
It was nearly good as the epic 3-hour battle between Jama Maristani Zoleta Duralis and Valentina Grammaticalopoulou.
And thoughts for the finals, Dion?
Oh, look, surely it has to be Von Deichmann versus Cum.
Same for me. I think it'll be come in straight sets.
Thanks, fellas. Stay with us. After the break, we'll be back with Brian v. Brian live from Centre Court.
So, guys, I have this situation with a friend. This is a really good friend of mine. He's got a really, really good sense of humour. But for the most part, he sends me material via Messenger that is really, really unfunny. And I don't understand it because in person, he's really funny. He's just got a really good idea of comedy. He loves the same comedy that I watch and listen to. But I don't know how to reply to him when he sends me stuff that isn't funny.
And they're definitely meant to be funny.
And they're meant to be funny. And he gets them from like Reddit or from Lad Bible. And Lad Bible can have some funny stuff on it.
But ripped off from elsewhere.
I should also mention he's German as well. And so maybe it's lost in translation.
That's kept it broad. I won't use his name, but my German friend.
I've got two of them. He'll be able to work it out. But it's gotten to the point where I will I would like write a few ha-ha-has, but now it's gotten to the point
like
where I just...
courtesy ha-ha-has.
Yeah, courtesy ha-ha-has. It's gotten to the point where I just write shit house, mate. And I And I don't know what else to do because they're really bad. They're really, really bad.
Will he make reference to them when you see each other in person?
No,
Like, oh,
no, because he's in Germany, we never see each other.
Of course.
But he doesn't refer to them. I think he just puts it out there, but I'm not sure if he's trolling me or not. He might be.
Do you reckon he's sending them to other friends, or he's like, Dion is my one friend, my Aussie friend. He's going to bloody love this.
That's a great question because there's nothing like hearing someone say to you, Dion, you'll find this funny.
Yeah.
You know, or Dion, you'll really like this show. It's a really lovely thing to hear.
Again, that puts so much pressure on you to react in
Yeah.
a way that's favourable to them. But I think that you have to put it on. You put the show on for the person.
Even to good friends. So Christian, a good friend sends you something that isn't funny regularly. Do you have a friend that does that?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Are they German? So you got a couple. So what do you do?
Yeah, ha 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 back.
Oh man, you don't call them out.
Or I'll just say amazing.
Oh really?
Yeah, if you ever get a message from me saying amazing,
Yeah, it's not amazing.
you've made a big mistake.
I guess when I get those kind of messages, sometimes I just leave it. But then when I actually want to contact the person, I feel obligated to at least mention the thing. And I go,
Really?
Yeah, so I'll be like...
you'll file it for later.
Well, no, because...
It's not filing it. That's
but it's-
ignoring it.
He's bookmarking it, and then when he speaks to them later, he'll be like, now, if I can cast your mind back to that message
No, but
that
it's
you
not
sent
casting
me.
it back because it's literally right there. It's the last thing that was said. It's not like I'm
okay.
going... It's just like... So I leave it on the not unfunny thing.
Really?
And then maybe a few days later, I go, I actually need to contact that person. I open up message and go, oh, that's right. They sent that thing. And I go, haha,
That
great
is-
stuff.
Here's
the thing.
They would see through that in a second. Ha 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 ha. By the way, here's what I need from you.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Rubbish.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
what, we should just string them on? Think they're sending us great stuff all the time?
I agree with Josh for once.
Thank you
Hang
so
on
much.
a second. You agree with delaying the message back to them?
No. He agrees with the point of, should we just continue to string along these people, or should we be up front and say, you're sending me unfunny things?
Then don't reference the message. Don't say
yeah.
ha ha ha.
Yeah, I should live by my own rules.
Yes.
Christian, why don't you have an honesty policy with your friends?
Because for some people, that's what they find funny. I don't want to deny them of their subjective humor. I don't want to say to them, sorry, that's not funny for me. I just want to say, yeah, good on ya.
Do you guys share a similar sense of humor with your girlfriends? Because I went to a comedy festival show with my girlfriend. I absolutely loved it. And she really didn't enjoy it. And we got into an argument after. Because I was
Really?
like, how did you not enjoy that?
I can imagine you having that conversation so clearly.
Shit house.
I have so many. So the thing is that Josh and I share a very similar dilemma with our girlfriends in that because my girlfriend lives with Josh, there are a lot of times that we're all together. And often I'll go up to Josh and his girlfriend and say, guys, sorry to interrupt, is this funny?
Oh, amazing.
And I'll repeat the joke that I had just said about 20 seconds earlier and got nothing for. And I say so often to my girlfriend, you're so lucky I come up with these pearlers and you give me nothing.
By the way, I have the exact same thing with my girlfriend.
Really? That's what I
And but I mean, but even to the thing of the jokes, and you know what always happens when you tell us those things? Bloody peanut gallery over here is loving it. And both of our girlfriends fucking donuts. Like,
That's insane.
Shocking.
and so much of it is just amuse each other. And I keep reminding Ellen, I go, that was great. But that was really funny.
It's so it's so confusing because with most of my friends, I share a very similar sense of humor. And my girlfriend and I, of course, we have a similar sense of humor. But there's some things where I'll show her and she'll just be like, it's just not funny. And sometimes it's like, don't play that for me again.
I think there's some inbuilt thing with male partners with girlfriends that they just do like stupid, silly things to amuse themselves that girlfriends roll their eyes at. I think that's really common.
But
Can I just take us to the flip side of this?
Sure.
Isn't one of the best feelings in the world posting something in a group thread?
Yep.
Ha 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 ha's, ha 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 ha's,
Yeah,
lols,
it's
ha ha
great.
ha, love it. When you get
yeah.
like more than two, you're just loving it.
Yeah, it's great.
I like when people are dumbfounded at how good it is. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's so true.
Unbelievable.
I'm surprised you know how that feels, Christian. Sorry?
I'm sorry?
But similarly, with that, the flip side, posting the thing in the group thread, like it's a bit different when it's one-on-one, but in the group thread, it can just get swept under the rug so quickly and it's just forgotten about. And you go, that didn't work.
You know, Dion's technique for avoiding that from happening is he'll reply to his own message and write bump.
Bump. He does. And it's that feeling of
I've
like...
done that once. I've done that twice.
It's that feeling of like, this deserved better.
Yeah.
And you know what's dumb? That part of your brain goes, geez, they must have missed it. They
Yeah,
must have just
that's
not
true.
seen it.
No, but surely, but you know why? Because if I post something that's not funny, I want to be called out for it.
Oh, really?
Of course I do.
Yeah, but you don't post things that aren't funny.
And I've also got quite a thin skin sometimes as well.
True, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be called out
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
true.
Or you just leave the group.
if you so the dynamic changes entirely when you start to show people videos in real life.
Yeah.
So what do you do in that situation? Surely you have to laugh. Surely you have to put it on and be like, this is great.
We're the ones watching the video.
Yeah, so if I'm going, hey, I've got this great video for you, Josh, and I show you.
The very least I do is I pay full attention and give it a go. I know I give it the best go I can because I know the feeling on the other side of it.
So I wanted to bring this up. Josh is really funny when he wants to show you a video and he's already seen it and he wants to be in your company. Josh is like willing it to succeed so bad. Josh is in the back. He's right behind you. He's laughing. He's laughing in the exact same spots he would have laughed when he watched it on his own.
He
Do you know
will
this,
control
Christian?
the environment.
Yes!
It'll be, no, close the door. No.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
To the people around.
Yeah, put your phone away.
Yeah.
Concentrate.
I'll tell you what is a very annoying thing to experience is when you've called someone's attention, hey, I've got this video to watch, and you pull it out, you load it up, and all of a sudden you look up and they're distracted, and you're just sitting there with this phone loading a video, and you just kind of...
But also, you're like, I've seen it. I'm not watching it for my own benefit.
It's for you.
what
Pay
about-
me attention.
What about the person off to the side making heaps of noise so you can't hear the contents of the video as well?
shocking.
Shut up, I'm trying to... Or me showing my dad something and my mum coming in and yelling and going,
shocking.
Why? Just let me have this moment with my father.
You know, the weirdest one, though, is when it's an audio...
Hang on, what are you... Josh, how did you skip over that? Dion, are you okay?
The weirdest one, though, is when it's an audio-only thing. And so you have nothing to look at.
Yes.
So you're kind of sitting there looking at each other and then look at the ground and be like, that's coming up.
Will you commentate? Will you say, it's coming, it's
If
coming?
I can see I'm losing them. If it's like they're starting to be like, I'm like, oh, just wait.
That's got to be the worst feeling.
Yeah.
When you're losing them and you see, and they're giving it their best, but they're not into it.
Take it so personally.
The thing I do, though, if I'm starting to lose them, often I go, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, I'll cut it off and I'll go, watch in your own time later, because clearly you're not into it. Clearly this isn't the right situation.
Josh.
And yet doesn't call someone out for not being funny. Quite happy to have a go at them on the spot.
No, it's not having a go. It's just like, I don't want this to be your experience of this video or whatever. So I'd rather you watch it in your own time when you're in the mood for it, because me showing you to right now is clearly not working.
Actually, what I wanted to ask you guys was, what is the longest duration clip that you can show someone with the expectation that they're going to concentrate? Can you come up to me and say, hey, Dion, I want you to watch this 8-minute clip?
No, you send that in a message.
Really?
Yeah, I think you bring
Watch
it
it on
up
your
in
own time.
person.
Yep.
I've got a great clip for you. It's a bit long. I'll send it in a message. Let them watch it in their own time. I think 1.5 minutes is the most.
But it's like, Josh, I want to enjoy the experience with them. I want to see them enjoying it. I want to see them laughing. I want to see them crying.
Yeah, but
I want to have some time with my father.
And now it's time for Oh Wow of the Week.
oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow. Birds don't urinate.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
It is now time for perhaps the final installment.
It is the final one.
It's definitely the final one of Tales from Tasmania. Now, while I was on my trip around Tasmania with my girlfriend, it was about 10 days worth.
10 days worth of trip. Do you mind if I just get 10 days worth of the trip?
So we're coming up to the end of our holiday. It was the Thursday and I was due back at work on the Monday. Mm-hmm. And I had a call from my workplace. And essentially the phone call, while I'm on holiday, with shifts loaded up for the rest of the month, like it'd all been booked in, it was all ready to go, was, hey, Josh, no longer needing you anymore.
What?
Yeah, so I was part-time.
Is that how it went down?
Was that the phrasing, no longer needing you anymore?
No, the best part is the effective immediately.
What?
So no longer effective immediately. I was like, while I'm on holiday, Like, yeah, really sorry to do this. And I wanted to go. No, I think I did. I was like kind of quite pissed off. I was like, yeah, well, that doesn't really do much for me.
Great.
Like,
Yep.
I know you're just doing your job, but also you can kind of treat people a bit nicer than that. So that the reason was they said that they were getting in some more full-timers, so they didn't have spots for me anymore.
But that's not an effective immediately. Effective immediately is you slept with the boss's wife.
Well, that's the thing. Like
Wait, is this the crux of this story?
so the week before. So my issue with it is like, because in all honesty, like I kind of did hate the job. It was sales. It was at a travel company selling holidays essentially, and it was just on the phone. So taking phone calls, you're just logged in the whole time. Everything is tracked. You get up to the bathroom, track it. You arrive, track it. Like everything, you select all this stuff. So I didn't, and mentally I wasn't in a good place while I was there as well.
He's going to the bathroom a lot.
But credit to them that they were offering to help out with that kind of stuff, which was really nice of them. But I don't think maybe I wasn't good. I don't know what my numbers were. I don't know what they think. But my biggest issue is if you wanted to fire me for whatever reason, if you know that's coming up, instead of just locking me in for the rest of the month, go, hey, it looks like we're getting some more full-timers in. There might not be as many shifts available. Just some sort of, hey, this might be slowing down a bit. But like on holiday, thinking that I was back at work on the Monday, like completely ruined like the next 2 days of the holiday for me, which was shocking.
That's the worst part about it.
I know. Yeah. And I was saying to my girlfriend, I was like, I'm really sorry. I just can't enjoy this right now. Like, you just got to get it out of your head. But it's like, it's just in your head. It keeps popping in there.
Yep.
So I was wondering with you guys, have you ever been fired or did you have a crap job that you hated?
I've never been fired from a job before.
Is that, by the way, am I using that the right? Can I say I was fired? Because I feel like to say you were fired, it seems like a much more dramatic event.
You were let go of.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think you were let go of.
You'll never work in this company again.
You were not required, but I think that the words...
Hey guys, you have been not required for a job before?
Just quickly, the words effective immediately, I don't think should ever be uttered orally. I think that that's something that's written down. Like, you don't convey that through a phone call or a voice message.
Email chat.
Yeah, you just say, unfortunately, we're having to terminate your employment now. We're having to fire you now.
Yeah.
Because you're shit.
I never experienced the idea of getting fired. Neither did I spend a lot of time around people who did get fired. I think this is one of the first stories I've heard of, like, a job that you've had where you were fired. But I was very familiar with the phase out.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because every job that I ever worked, people around me, it'd be like, hey, we're working every shift together. And it's like, hey, we're working it once a week together. And then eventually like, hey, where's Jordan?
Yeah.
And someone's like, who? And you're like, I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just ease off those shifts enough
Yeah.
to get to the point of like, you probably should find somewhere else to work, hey? Shouldn't you?
Exactly right.
What was the first job that you guys had? The first time that you executed labor for money?
I was at Safeway. And I started, I think it was $8.60 an hour I started on, I think.
$8.60.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it went up fairly quickly. Like I was in the teens soon enough. But it was great. I quite liked it and I worked there for many, many years. And the great thing that happened to me, I used to be on the front end just as a checkout chick. And as the years went on, I used to gaze wistfully down at liquor and see them. Like I'm busting my back.
One day.
Yeah, I was busting my back because it's a weird height. Your sun's beating down on you, you're scanning away. Can't get away from the register.
Sun's beating down on you. When you get the first open air Woolworths.
And so what I'd see them like dusting a shelf, wandering around, picking up a bottle, putting it. And I'm like, I want to get there. So I sort of made my way into to get to know the liquor leader. And then eventually I was brought into liquor.
Oh,
The
you
liquor
made it.
leader.
Yeah, the manager of liquor. And I just made it known. I was like, hey, I'd love to work down there. And so I slowly transitioned to like occasional shift and it was fully down there. It was great. It was so much more relaxed.
Wow, back in the day when Josh had some ambition.
I worked at a liquor store and I thought it was horrible.
Didn't drink enough there.
That was the one perk of it, the alcohol. I remember.
Did you actually get booze?
Well, we used to write off slabs.
Are you serious?
But once I wrote off an entire pallet of Cooper's Pale Ale because, and get this, on the side of each slab, it will have a date. And I thought they were the best before, but that's when they're brewed from. So I wrote off an entire pallet of fresh Cooper's Pale Ale, called my cousin around and said, load up the car, boy. It's Christmas.
You thought they just delivered this severely out of date pallet.
Wrote the entire thing off. My boss came in and was like, hang on, why has an entire pallet been written off? And I was like, it was all off. No consequences.
Really?
He didn't, never heard of it again.
What a lovely man.
It wasn't chased up.
No, never.
Did he not say where'd it go? Like, surely he wants to know
No, because
that.
whenever we wrote things off, we just throw them in the bin normally.
Yeah, a pallet in the bin.
Pallet
in the
Yeah,
bin.
great.
How great's that?
How about you, Dion?
So my first job was at the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. I worked in the food outlets. That was my first job.
Wow.
I thought that it would be a really cool job because I really love sport. I'd be at this, but obviously you don't get to watch any sport at all.
That's how they sold it to you, didn't they?
Yeah.
You love sport. You'll be at the G, the greatest ground in the Southern Hemisphere.
And the worst thing about it was being ordered around by the older generation. The older 60, 70-year-olds who had been working there for so many years. And I remember the final straw was one of the ladies coming up to me when I was in charge of dunking the donuts into the oil.
You were Dunkin' Donuts.
I was dunking donuts into the oil.
Well done,
And she
Dion.
came up to me and said, "You're not putting them right. You're not putting them the wrong way up. Just like you put those cups in the cupboard."
Isn't it? You know the thing about that? You're like a teenage boy, couldn't care that much about it. These other people, it is their life.
Yeah, couldn't care less. Could
Yeah.
not care less. But yeah, for me, that job was it was a good entry-level job. But yeah, by the end, I was sick of it. And I've been like that with most jobs.
Just to go back to my sales job that I was fired from while I was in Tasmania quickly, the fascinating follow-up I have from that probably 8, 9, 10 months later, only recently I found out, was one of the girls I knew who used to work there with me. She wanted some information from me anyway, and I was like, oh yeah, it was kind of sucks how that all finished and I got fired and da-da. She said, what do you mean you got fired? I was like, oh yeah, while I was on holiday, it was pretty shit, wasn't it? She's like, oh, we got an email from them that just said, Josh has decided to leave and we wish him all the best.
Really?
Yeah, so they didn't even, and like, I kind of would have liked to say goodbye to the people I knew, but that was amazing to me to hear that they've just sent this email that's completely untrue, that I've decided to leave. It's very strange.
Oh my! So that means there was one person with a vendetta against you.
I don't know. And the other thing they did, which was really interesting, like straight away, my emails are all cut off and everything. Like they just like pull the plug like that. And I'm like, what do they think's going to happen?
Ruthless.
I'm going to jump on and email these clients. This company's a piece of shit.
That is ruthless.
Use the store Wi-Fi. So what was the first job that you wrote on your CV though? Surely, like me, you would have lied about your first job.
Christian, what was yours? Sounds like it's juicier than ours.
Oh, I was a junior bookkeeper for my dad's accounting firm.
that's clever.
Surprisingly, as a 12-year-old.
Mate, you were cooking the books, weren't you?
Christian, similar to that, we've all kind of twisted the truth maybe on CVs when we were younger, let's say. What is the job that you've had for the shortest period of time that you've put on a CV?
I've had a lot
Or
of...
you've put like 2003 dash.
Yeah, see,
2003.
if it's really short, I'll just put the year.
Yeah, right. The worst job that I've had was working for a marketing company who was cloaked as working for one of those big companies that, you know, when you get stopped on the street with people with clipboards to sign you up for donations to sponsor children overseas. I started in the morning at 8 a.m. At this marketing company. It was so hyped, and we went out to Flinders Street Station and we were approaching all these people. I quit at 4 p.m. that same day. And the reason why I quit was because I couldn't stand, wait for this, the body language of my fellow colleagues approaching people. I thought it was so disingenuous and I couldn't bring myself to do it.
So you didn't want to follow suit. You didn't want to toe the company line. You were doing your own thing. What was your style?
My style was just going up to people and saying, sign up for this fucking thing. My KPIs rely on this. My style was no style. I was in training the whole day and I quit. I couldn't do it.
Do you reckon you were bad at it? And you were like, I'm not going to stick this.
I don't think I could take that level of rejection.
Yeah, it's awful.
I got enough throughout my teenage years. I didn't need it in a job as well.
I just want to watch a video with my dad. He just won't do it.
I kept something on my CV for a very, very long period of time, which now when I reflect on it, probably didn't need to be there. And I'm not sure what a prospective employer would have thought seeing it. Right. I wrote, just on its own line, working with the disabled. And then a year. 2005.
Really, really good. You know what's really, really good? really, really good. You know what's really, really good?
Do you know what's really good? Brushing your tongue without retching.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good. Do you know what's really good? A nerdy girl makeover in a rom-com. Really good. Really good.
Do you know what's really good? A needy, affectionate, and non-shedding dog.
Really
Really
good. Really good.
And we love hearing your really good, so make sure that you're getting on our social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and join in for our Really Good Fridays, where we ask you to submit your really goods. And the winner of our most recent giveaway, we're doing giveaways now. The winner of our most recent giveaway. You know what Sarah Jane K thinks is really good? When you're definitely over the carry-on limit and the airline doesn't weigh your bags.
Really good.
Really good. Really good.
And you know what Talus Tebekis thinks is really good? When you clean your steering wheel and you don't accidentally beep the horn. Really good. Really good.
And do you know what Sophie Rose 1990 thinks is really good? When you're nearly 30 but still get Christmas presents from your extended family with no expectation of reciprocation.
Really good.
Really good. You know what's
Thank you very much for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for this week. If you like our podcast as much as Christian likes watching ASMR videos on YouTube, go to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, and our Instagram page. And we also have a YouTube channel as well. An example of something we posted recently was the full saga of Mr. Minute. Yeah. Of course, I hated it, and a poll on Instagram says that 50% of people also hated it. But the important thing is that Josh and Christian loved it.
People loved it. People are sad that he's gone, and so you can hear the full thing. If you were very confused and couldn't keep up with Minute at a Time by every 2 weeks, you've got it all in one big chunk.
Yeah, so search for Welcome to Patchwork on YouTube and you'll be able to watch the full saga. As you would have heard in the last 3 patches, the 3 of us all support podcasts on Patreon. So we ask you to do the same for us. And if you want to support us, you can support us for as little as $2 a month. That's it, $2 a month. Bargain. bargain support. But please go to patreon.com/welcome to patchwork. We post a bonus audio clip every off week. You can listen to it if you become a Patreon. We'd love you to listen to it.
And it is official. We are doing a live show, so make sure you get your tickets for that. Our patrons will have first access. Some of the patrons will actually have free tickets.
Yes, they will.
So thank you to our patrons for that, and it should be a lot of fun. We're really excited to catch up with you guys.
As we do in every episode, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what did you sew into your patch this week?
Dion, my patch this week was you distracting a liquor store employee with a funny video while your German friend steals a whole pallet of beer. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Josh, this week I sewed into my patch you sending me a text message saying, "How are you?" and me responding back a picture of a car towing a pallet of beer. Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is Christian joyfully consuming all the beer he stole from his previous employer, but being unable to urinate it out because he's a bird. Thank you for listening to Welcome to Patchwork this week. I've been Agnieszka Radwanska.
I've been Kagla Bukakaikai.
And I've been Dominican ranked 268 Jose Hernandez Fernandez.
Do widzenia. Gule gule.
Adios.
I reckon 30.
35.
35.
Oh!
Are we ready?
Oh!
Oh! That was pretty good.
Oh! 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 Oh!
Nope.
Okay.